What's up YouTube, this is Roman and these are my quick impressions of the new Moto X. First up, the look. The sides have a really premium feel, which I'm really loving right now, and that comes from the new metal frame that Motorola decided to use. I think I like this design a lot better, as it also doubles as the device's antenna. So far I could say that I've noticed much more steady signal. I use T-Mobile. For me, they work great. And I could say with this new Gen Moto, the reception seems to be a lot more stable. That dimple that we so love on the original Gen 1 does not move around like you saw in the MKBHD video. So that's one thing to take note of. So here's the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 compared. So in terms of feel, the Gen 1 has a more soft touch, solid feel. For the Gen 2, I got the Horine leather black, and it really feels like premium leather. I mean, it is real leather, of course. And from what I've been reading online, they say it kind of wears out over time, which by the looks of it is a feature of leather itself. So from what I'm feeling right now, it's really premium and solid, and I'm liking it. From what I've noticed, the Gen 2 actually feels slightly heavier, and that's shown in the specs, but you can actually feel it. In terms of holding it, it's a lot wider than the Gen 1, so it's something that you definitely got to get used to. I mean, so far, I'm kind of getting used to it. It's something I can work with for the time being. I remember this is just my day one with this device. So right about now, I'm gonna have a little fun with it. I'm gonna compare the leather with the 360. So that's my 360. I had it for over a week. I think it's a gorgeous watch. I think everyone should probably get it. So far it's been lasting me all day. Now in terms of the leather that it uses versus the Gen 2 leather, I could say that the leather on the 360 feels a little bit more rough, as the Gen 2 feels a little bit more soft. In terms of the display, I gotta say it's much better. It's much brighter, it's clearer. The only thing is the white balance, but that's a normal thing with AMOLED displays. So right here, I'm transferring stuff over Moto Migrate. I think it's really excellent. It transferred all my text with pictures included, and the timestamps were all perfect. So this is a great software. I think Motorola really did a great job. The only thing it doesn't do is transfer your app data. For that, I would recommend Helium, which is what I'm going to be using. Looking at the Wi-Fi reception, I could say they're pretty much the same since they both use the same Wi-Fi chip. I was hoping the new antenna system would at least increase the reception, but I'm fairly happy. It's doing pretty well. Right now I'm comparing both phones with the OK Google command.
What time is it in China?
With the Gen 2, touchless has not been enabled.
The time in China is 2:37 a.m. The time in China is 2:37 a.m.
Okay, Google. Open Gmail.
This is straight up Google Now launcher, and for the Gen 1, of course,
Google.
it's used with touchless controls.
Open Google
now,
Plus.
There's a few quirks, but I'm just blaming that on the fact that I just started setting up this Gen 2 phone and it hasn't archived all my apps as yet. As expected, the Gen 2 was much faster, even though it was installing apps in the background. Next up, and finally, is audio quality. So I tested both side by side, hooked it up to this same microphone I'm recording in. My impression on it is that the Gen 1 seems to have a much more less distorted sound at high volumes versus the Gen 2, which is more fuller but seems to be either distorted in the highs, or maybe the speaker just hasn't warmed up yet. But I'll let you judge for yourself.
Oh yes, girl. Just gotta let you know. Girl, you know. Gangsta. Love it for life. Yes, girl. I can't believe what I song with white wines. This girl who made the world spin around when she passed me by. I want you to know that I need you so. You know, baby girl, wanna let you know. I mean, girl, you are feel nice, baby girl. Enjoy yourself.
I'm feeling high, champagne fly. Work hard every day till we reach to the goal. This are for the people them we work hard. All who gone to the mark. R.I.P. to a loved one. Put your cups them high. Tonight the feeling's right. Any man left this get tied. Tie like goats. When the thing a joke. Ask your friend who never know. Now you know. Me's a whining professional. Wine on my possession. Can't take any man. Any man wish them. Could I get it? Me ex them. Bugger them. I reminisce so me. Bat it up because my fat and my plumper. Make a catch and then my cock up my bumper. Show you the one where the man come back for. I me know now live. Now pop down for call the contractor. My body good make a man jump up. Now appreciate it I get a non factor. Cause I be wine the bed. Sweet like a Moscato. I'm bubble bubble like a champagne. When me get over, yeah, I roll over. Man, have a ball out my hand. My wine sweet like a Moscato. I'm bubble bubble like a champagne. Man, turn food, then I know what we do. It's like liquor buzz up in a damn brand. So girl, just pat it up, back it up.
Girl, come on to me. Come over here and perform for me. Girl, come on to me. Turn up your temperature, make you warm for me. Girl, come on to me. Girl, come on to me. Girl, come on to me.
And there you have it. So for me, the Gen 1 is like 10 to 15% louder than the Gen 2. And the Gen 2 seems to have a little bit more bass. However, I do wish that the Gen 2 had dual front-facing speakers. I'm sure all of us were really, really hoping Motorola would have accomplished this because the sound quality could have been really awesome. Now the question is, should you upgrade from your Gen 1? Now, I haven't been with this device for more than a day to say yes, for sure you should definitely upgrade. I will say this, I do love this phone. I love what Moto has done with certain changes and so on. And I think it would be a really worthy contender, and it is a worthy contender to all the smartphones in this race. So with that said, if you want me to do a part 2 of this video after, say, a couple of days about battery life and how it feels in everyday usage, just let me know below. So leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think, as well as any questions you may have. I'll be happy to answer as much as I can. So with that, I'll leave the decision up to you. And finally, this video was filmed on a Moto X Gen 1, Gen 2, and a Nexus 7. So the quality is a little bit on and off, but I thought I'd just try something different.
Girl, come on to me.